This video is going to be about adding some colour to a Hi Speed Pascal demo. If we take a look at the original demo from Hi Speed Pascal, it is running in high-res mode, which is a 4-colour graphics mode. So let's have a look at what that looks like at the moment. So that wasn't monochrome, but it looks like it has about 4 colours. So let's try and understand a bit more about it by looking at the code. So I'm using Visual Studio Code on my Mac just to sort of view this and nose around inside it. So the actual graphics demo has a few units that it includes. The main one is really this init pass unit, which sets everything up. The Amiga has these bitplane graphics, and the number of bitplanes that it could support varied between the different systems. So I'm using a Vampire accelerator. I'm actually using the Vampire standalone, and that supports all of the previous Amiga graphics modes, so we can sort of try them out and see which ones can add more colour to this particular demo. The Amiga opens windows onto screens, and it is the screen configurations that set the number of bit planes, which sets the graphics depth in terms of colour. So we should be able to edit our base screen configuration, which is underneath our window, and change the number of bit planes, increase the number of bit planes. The palette supports 32 different colours, so we could switch the bit plane depth to 5 to get 32 colours. There is also a mode called Extra Half Brite, where 64 colours can be displayed. That mode needs 6 bit planes, and those index into the 32 colours, but also automatically generate another 32 that are half the intensity of the first 32. This mode is set by setting the view modes parameter to Extra Half Brite. So the colours used will be defined by the 32 palette colour index, and then inferred by creating another 32 colours that are half the value of the first 32. Having changed the underlying screen depth to give us more colours, we now need to tell the code to actually use those. The most obvious change is going to be to fill rectangles, because that's already displaying colours, and it's displaying a fill colour and an outline colour out of the 4 available, and we're just going to change that now to 63. In plot points, we'll add a colour variable, and instead of plotting all the points in the same colour, we'll pick a random colour from the selection. We're also going to bump up the number of points since we're running on a much faster computer. Looking at draw circles, I was thinking of adding a colour, but then on the other hand, let's just draw one circle in each of the colours. So we'll draw 63 circles and make the colour the same as the number of the circle being drawn. I'm going to transfer the edited code over just through the web browser. Then it's just a case of compiling this on the Amiga and seeing what happens. So this is interesting. It's not any more colourful than before, and if you think about it, the reason is that we haven't redefined the palette, so most of those 60 colours are black. So it's actually almost less colourful than before, with most of it being in black. Back to the drawing board, as they say. So nosing around in the Pascal code, we can see in graphics.pas that it actually defines a palette, and I'm going to quite cheerfully steal those values and then let's look at how it sets them. Remembering then that we had 4096 colours in total, we've got this set RGB4 command that is setting each of the 32 colours in the palette to a shade of red, green and blue, using 16 shades of red, 16 shades of green and 16 shades of blue. So understanding that the Half Brite mode is also going to create automatically 32 indexes that are half the value of the ones we're defining, let's try and define something reasonably sensible to give us a good spread of colour. I mean, there's a real art to this and I am not applying it. Moment of truth, back on the Amiga. Are we still looking monochrome? I realised that I need to not define the first set of colours because they're sort of operating system standard, so I deleted those. And I suspect that this weird green shade is a bit of a mistake, but those lines look good. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. So that's a bit more colourful, 64 colours instead of 4, Half Brite mode instead of high res. Thanks for watching.